What's up, everyone? Welcome to P4P TV. This is Michael, and it's been a while, but I'm back. TGB Promotions and Sampson Boxing have come together to bring boxing fans a fight that many wished had happened way sooner. Rewind a few years to a time when both fighters were champions and both fighters were undefeated. Many in the boxing community wanted to see this matchup eventuate, but it never materialized until now. The MGM Grand Las Vegas will play host to David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant for the WBC Interim Super Middleweight title, a belt currently held by Benavidez. The two will finally face each other to settle scores over bad blood that has persisted between the two for some time. Saturday the 25th of March is the date, so mark it down, you. Caleb Sweet Hands Plant is back to winning ways since his one and only career loss, thanks to Canelo Alvarez, by emphatically knocking out Anthony Durrell in the 9th round of their bout in late 2022. Sweet Hands landed some sweet chin music over a rival that his next opponent, Benavidez, already conquered back in 2019. Also in the 9th round, after Durrell's corner threw in the towel due to a sustained beating at the hands of Benavidez and a horrific injury over Durrell's right eye. The cynic in me could highlight the point that much of the enthusiasm for a Plant versus Benavidez matchup had waned and was largely forgotten about. As it stands, this fight is between two formerly fully fledged champions in the division, and now Plant has a loss to his name. The stakes are no longer as high, and by the time it was announced, the reception was initially flaccid, like an old retired porn star whose apparatus no longer functions. But then I remembered it's actually a decent fight that is fueled by a genuine animosity between the pair. Suddenly I feel a puff tent coming on for the fight again. To the naked eye, Plant is the standout and obvious better technical boxer of the two. Athletic, agile, balanced and coordinated. Early to mid-fight is where he is most dynamic and effective in both offense and defense. Versatile with his jab, he uses his lead hand to probe, find range, control distance, feint, stab, double up, and overall use it to set up and preoccupy his opponent. Sweet hands indeed, but also sweet feet, as for the most part he can close the ring off and also evade incoming danger by moving and pivoting away. Plant is not known as a big hitter, but his shots do have sting on them, and he does have some bodies on his resume. 22 wins with 13 by knockout, 1 loss by knockout and 0 draws. He can turn lights out, as we've seen, but Plant is definitely more recognized for his technical adroitness. Fancy word. That does fade as the fight goes on, however, and he can become stationary and too reliant on the Philly shell. A good practitioner of the Philly shell, it does have holes in it, and if Plant opts not to clinch, move or counter back while standing like a statue, these holes will be exploited by the much bigger hitting Benavidez. Dos veces campeón del mundo, David El Bandera Roja Benavidez will definitely see red when he sees Caleb Plant standing across from him when they finally meet in the ring. He could barely control himself when the two met for their press conference at the LA Live earlier in Feb. I won't lie, I'm still laughing my ass off at Caleb Plant's My Big Speech tweet that he posted on Twitter after the press conference. I like how Caleb has handled himself at times, and that post dissing Benavidez was funny as hell. If shitposting could win fights, I'd give Caleb great odds against Benavidez, but it's what happens in the ring that matters, and Benavidez is definitely not in a joking mood. After the gym incident that occurred many moons ago that ended in an all-hands-on-deck between the Benavidez clan and Plant for a little man dancing. Nothing too serious, but it did kick off from there. And along with some online smack talk, it has made things all that much realer. Plus, it does help to sell the fight. David Benavidez is a relentless come-forward fighter that will not only have a reach, height, and overall size advantage over Plant, but for such a big guy standing at around 6'2", he has an impressive gas tank, and like the Energizer Bunny on crank, he just keeps on going and going late into the rounds. That long reach of his has been used to effect on every one of his opponents so far, pummeling and tenderizing them from mid-range. It's hard work trying to land shots on Benavidez and defend yourself when he can touch you without having to stand with you in the pocket. Benavidez does frequently revert to a high guard, which Plant can exploit to target David's body, but it's getting back out of range that can be tricky when Benavidez counters, again aided by that reach. There are some chinks in his technical abilities. Benavidez is not the most graceful on his feet. He also stands square on to his opponents at times, leaving himself exposed and poorly balanced. He also tends to throw wild and lazy shots too. But his stamina, power and speed is his strength, and when he gets a rapid shoe-shining polished combo going, usually against an immobile target, that's usually a sign that the end is near. Stationary is not where Caleb Plant wants to be in this fight. If I'm wrong, I'm happy to milk a bull, but this fight was not so tough to pick in the beginning, and my initial instinct was leaning one way. Then, and I don't know if you guys experienced this, but I started to overanalyze and suddenly my mind was cloudy. I went back and forth with all the potential outcomes before finally arriving at my starting point and initial feeling. I think Plant is an incredibly talented and technically superior boxer over Benavidez, but Plant fades late in the fight, and that's where David Benavidez's power and relentless pressure finally gets the better of Plant. Benavidez by late stoppage. Remember to jab that like, share, subscribe, and notification bell. Check out our Patreon page to become a Patreon family member where you will receive some cool perks. If you're looking for some new threads, we've got t-shirts, hoodies, and much more. So head on over to our Michael Akobi P4P TV stores. They can be found on Redbubble and Spreadshop. Join me on my travels and head on over to my other YouTube channel titled Barefoot and Free. There you can follow me as I traverse the many parts of our planet and occasionally get into a spot of bother. Nonetheless, it's always fun and entertaining. If you're struggling with some of life's obstacles and challenges, my book, How to Get Out of Life Traps, might just be the answer that you're looking for to help guide you through the difficult times. It's helped many get past some of their darkest moments, and it might do the same for you. You can purchase it on Amazon, where you can also find a wide range of my other works. Those works include screenplay to book adaptations, a fairly unique concept, with genres covering comedy, heist and revenge, drama, supernatural and crime, if that's more your cup of tea. You can find them by following the link provided. Thank you for watching P4P TV. Please remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell for future updates. See you in the next one.